Welcome back everybody, and it's this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. I do apologize we did not do a midweek video this week, but Hurricane Dorian put a damper on that, but we're going to dive right into this one. Our first boater this week, after having some engine troubles, found themselves floating down the Fox River towards a dam with winds and rain apparently picking up from a storm in St. Charles. The boater did try to throw an anchor to try and stop the downstream trip, but quickly found out they did not have the proper anchor set up, as the anchor could not get set. Luckily, the St. Charles fire crew launched a rescue boat, and just before the boat got to the dam, they were able to get the 3 passengers pulled off of the disabled vessel. Fortunately, none of the boaters were injured in this, just a little bit of an emotional trauma, but the boat didn't quite have the same fortune. Our second boater this week, this one doesn't really have a whole lot of info behind it, but we kind of get the hint of what's going on here. It appears these two mates just left the canal side pub and are just having a little bit of struggles getting their vessel turned around. Eventually the crew member decides he's going to walk up front and, well, I don't know, take a rail to the face. After that, he decides it's a wise idea to try and use his body instead of a line to make a pivot for the boat. All of a sudden he quickly realizes he should have used the line. Not too long after that, the person who was sleeping inside this other vessel wakes up and says, "What the hell are you two doing? I was trying to take a nap." Sees this fool hanging off the front of his boat, decides he's going to throw him down one of his bumpers so he can try and get him set up to get off of this thing. It's really hard to tell because the video quality is so poor, but it really does look like the captain of this boat is literally laughing the whole time at his friend who's sitting here hanging off the front of the boat that he's left there. I'm surprised nobody got injured in this event. It really is kind of funny to watch these two go at it. They do eventually get this guy back on the boat, and as you can tell, they've got their rib turned around finally. This guy probably saved this guy's life because who knows what's in that water. Our third boater this week was sent in from Nick Adeletti on Twitter. I don't have any real good info on this one either, but who in the world would take this many people out in a 20 to 22 foot bow rider in these kind of conditions? I bet this guy even told his friends when they were leaving port, "Hey, you guys go sit in the bow to help keep the nose down and let us cut through the chop better." Guys, please don't do that in a small boat in rough conditions. As normal, we have 5 boneheaded boaters of the week, so we've got 2 more to go, but we're going to throw a bonus boneheaded boater right here in the middle, as your boy Broncosguru last week made a couple bonehead mistakes. Right at the dock, leaned over to untie some lines and dropped my $300 sunglasses straight into the water. Later that day, I grabbed my cheap pair of backup sunglasses out, and you know what? I leaned over the rail and those ones took a dip as well. All of a sudden I started looking for a new pair of sunglasses, trying to figure out a way that I could never let this happen again, and I ran across these beautiful Core Essential sunglasses. The Core Neo Lock sunglasses are premium polarized sunglasses that you can attach securely to your clothes or gear without ever worrying about them falling out ever again. Core Essentials implanted neodymium smart magnets in both arms of the glasses. These smart magnets attract small metal strike plates embedded in the opposite ends of the arms. The result is a magnetic force snap that locks the arms closed when folded. And they finish it all off using their Core Clarity lenses, which are imported Swiss TR90 polyamide lenses directly infused with a high-grade polarizer. These things are smudge-proof, scratch-resistant, and anti-reflective inside. These are some of the best sunglasses you can get. Guys, go over to coreessentials.com and check these things out. Our fourth boater this week is an all-too-familiar scene, where on Labor Day weekend on Lake Barkley in Tennessee, a man was tossed from his boat. Stewart County Emergency Management said the boater did luckily have a life jacket on, but of course he had forgotten to attach his emergency kill switch lanyard to the engine. The boat spun for a little while, eventually did wind up on land. Our fifth and final boater this week comes from Fort Cobb Lake in Oklahoma. Here, 2 members of a college fishing team were fishing near a marina on the lake when they began to be harassed by these 2 gentlemen. Apparently these guys really didn't want them fishing near the marina. I really have to commend these 2 kids on the way they handled this situation, because I can tell you there's no way I would have stayed this calm if this was happening to me. I would have likely tried to tie a line to these guys' boats and found a way to take them for a nice little ride with me. I do know there are 2 sides to every story, so I won't pick a side here, but this really is unexcusable no matter what. Don't take matters in your own hands, call authorities. Hope everybody enjoyed the video this week. Be sure to follow us on Facebook or Instagram, and if you haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on that subscribe button or I'm coming to steal your mooring lines.